Hi everybody, this is Josh. We're here at SEC Media Days with Andy Staples of Sports Illustrated, who played on Steve Spurrier's 1996 national title team.
Play is a relative term, Josh. Coach Spurrier once told me to take my hat off in the Bowl Hotel. I was basically a tackling dummy for the starting defense on that team.
But very important, a very important role. Can give us some insight into Steve Spurrier. What did you think about his appearance here this week?
I thought he did fine. I mean, he had his usual zingers and, as usual, brought up another coach's salary, Nick Saban in this case. I think he checked all the boxes. If you were playing Steve Spurrier bingo, you probably won.
Right.
If you played the Steve Spurrier drinking game, you're probably drunk.
Steve, I thought, was a little bit more boisterous, more confident than I expected him to be. Did you read anything into that, or is that just Steve being Steve?
I think it's him being him, but I think they are pretty confident. I mean, I talked to people in the program, and they know last year was kind of an anomaly. They're looking at that way, and you know, defense is not going to get any worse than it was last year. It's going to get better. Right. John Hoke and Spurrier worked well together when Hoke was at Florida from 99 to 01. And I always liked John Hoke. I thought he did a good job when he was in the NFL, too. Bring him in. Those guys, because they were real young, those guys are a year older, a year wiser. And if they figure out the quarterback situation, Pharaoh Cooper, dynamic playmaker. You saw what Alabama did last year with basically running the offense through a great receiver in Amari Cooper.
Right.
It's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable. And if one of those quarterbacks turns out to be good, well, you got something going.
What's the national feel for how much longer Steve Spurrier will be around? Is there a feel?
There's not. I mean, you know how Coach works. He's, you know, by the end of every season, he's ready to hang it up, and then give him a few days, give him a few weeks, he's ready to go again. I tend to agree with what he said here at Media Days, where he said, I don't think I'd do retirement well.
Yeah.
I don't think he would.
No, he wouldn't.
I think he'd drive Jerry crazy, and she's a sweet, sweet woman, and she doesn't deserve that. So I think he's probably going to coach a little bit longer.
What would be your best guess for South Carolina in 2015? What do you see this team doing in an East that is pretty wide open, but behind Georgia, who's the preemptive front runner?
The ceiling for South Carolina is an East title, I would say. And then if you win the East title, you're in a one-game situation for the SEC title. But I think that's the ceiling for quite a few teams in the East, because it is wide open. There's no reason South Carolina can't compete for that division title. I think they're going to be better than last year. They seem pretty confident about it. And look, you look at the rest of the East, nobody jumps out at you as dominant.